Hello pet parents, I'm Robert Semrow and I am back in the kitchen having some fun. I've got a great treat that I'm going to share with you all today. This is my Blueberry Apple Chicken Dog treat. Real easy, just 5 simple ingredients, comes together real quick. But you know what, I know your pups are going to love them as much as mine do. I'm going to start off with 1 cup of blueberries. You can use frozen, you can use fresh. Make sure you wash them off. If you're using fresh, pull those little stems out. We don't need those in there. All right, the next thing I've got 1 cup of applesauce. Again, remember to use unsweetened applesauce. What I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this up, get it down to kind of a puree, but I want to still see little chunks of blueberry so that they're mixed evenly throughout each of those treats. All right, so I've blended that, got it down to a puree consistency, but I can still see plenty of the blueberries. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pour this in. I'm going to go ahead and scrape out all of it. Now, I said chicken, right? Who doesn't love chicken? Most of us love chicken, but you could use something different if chicken doesn't agree with your pet. So go ahead, I'm gonna put in 1 cup of diced, I put it into the food processor chicken, I boiled it, came out great, so it's gonna go in there, nice consistency, will work well with the treats. And then I'm gonna finish it off with 1/3 of a cup of chia seed. Add in some extra antioxidants. All right, so I've got all my ingredients in here, and remember I started with 3 cups of flour. If as you're doing this, it's a little bit too wet, go ahead, add a little bit more flour. I'm using brown rice flour, but again, you can use whichever kind of flour that works well with your dog. If it's too dry, add in a little bit of water or maybe a little bit more of the blueberry mixture. All right, I'm gonna mix this up. We're gonna get it laid out onto our cutting board. I'm gonna use my fancy cookie cutter here. Remember, the key is not the cookie cutter size, although that's going to impact how long you need to cook it and how many you're going to get of the treats that you desire. But the key is keeping consistent sizing. So as you're cooking, they're all cooking evenly. I'm going to get this mixed up, we'll lay it out, we'll get it in the oven. All right, so I blended it all together and I've got it here. I'm just gonna roll it out. But again, you can use your hands, you can use the bottom of a pan, a plate, whatever works for you. Just try and get it all consistent throughout, so that way when you're cutting your cookies with your favorite cookie cutter, you're cooking them uniform, which means they're gonna bake uniform. So I'm gonna cook it at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes if I want it to have kind of a muffiny consistency. If I want it to be more biscuity, probably an extra 5 minutes or so. You know your oven, but again, the key is getting this laid out in a very uniform way. I think we're good there. I'm gonna use my handy dandy, my favorite cookie cutter. No one mistakes it when it's a dog bone, right? So I'm gonna cut these out, get them on the pan. I can put them on parchment paper, whatever you prefer. And then we're gonna get them in the oven. It's gonna be a good treat. So we cooked them off at 350 degrees. I let them go about 20 minutes because I know producer Derek's gonna wanna have them as soon as possible. So why don't you come on in, man?
All right, you got me. Let's try it. Not that bad, actually. If I like them, I think mine's gonna love them.
I think your dogs are definitely gonna love them. What he's missing is the things that our dogs shouldn't have. I know your pups are gonna enjoy these Blueberry Apple Chicken Dog treats. Have some fun, they're simple, they're easy, and it's something the whole family can get involved with. Thanks for joining us here on Cooking for Your Pets.